Hey gamers, the Red Dragon here from BattleStrats.com, and we are taking a look at Into the Bear's Jaws on RUSE. This is the next to last level that you will play in the game, and it's a very difficult level. You start out with two bases, one right here and another right here, and the goal of this level is to keep the enemy from capturing $2,000 worth of supplies. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is isolate the enemy and block all entrances that he has coming into him as far as income goes. So now this video, unless you're really wanting to get past this video or this level in the game, this is going to be boring because all I'm going to show you is maps that I've developed to help me with this strategy and to help you, because a lot of people are having problems with this level. So what I've done is I've highlighted all the different roads that are coming in to the enemy. You'll see that there's 5 different ways that he's gaining resources. What we're going to do is focus on the 2 closest to both of your bases and shut them down. These others you don't have to worry about in the beginning of the game, because as the game progresses, the enemy opens up more supply routes. You don't want to forget about these, but in the very beginning of the game you don't have to worry about them. Just focus on these 2 roads right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where I have all my infantry units. In the very beginning of the game, the first thing I did was I selected the US and I used paratroopers. First place I want to place paratroopers is right here in this wooded area. This is going to serve 2 purposes. One, it's going to keep the enemies from moving supply routes down this road, because these units will kill off any supply trucks. They will also stop any enemy units from moving across the bridge into my area through this road right here. So I placed 2 to 3 paratroopers right here to make sure that nothing gets by this unit. I placed 1 paratrooper right here to go ahead and capture this particular supply depot. That way that I'm going to be gaining resources. I also go ahead and build a supply depot up here. I want to be sure to get as many resources as early on as possible, because we're going to be building a whole lot of units. The next drop I'm going to do in my paratroopers is right here in this little city. I place 3 or 4 units right here. Be sure that when you place them in the city, that when it shows you their line of sight, that it's a very small square within inside the city. You don't want the line of sight shooting out here, because then the enemy can actually see in on you and destroy you without even having to come into the base. This is very important. This is going to keep these enemy tanks from moving in to the city to destroy your base. The next thing that I want to do whenever I get some time is use my barracks to build some infantry units. Place them right here in this corner of the wooded area, because tanks, a lot of time, they will come down from this road and come really close to this wooded area. So this will help protect you right here. As you go through the game, you'll realize that a lot of things are happening on the field at once. You don't want to forget about any one area. So constantly keep an eye and make sure that every area that you cover you still have. If you don't, you need to focus on getting that area back. Next thing you want to do is build a recon. There's an armor base up here, so we're going to build a recon unit, place it right here in this wooded area. We're also going to build a couple of tanks to place right here, and this is what this is going to do, is this is going to keep all enemy supply trucks from running down this road. So already in the very beginning of the game, within the first 2 or 3 minutes, you've already secured these 2 roads. After I secured these 2 roads, what I did was I started building flying fortresses. I went on ahead. I also built a couple of fighters, because fighters are really fast. Bombers are really slow, but they're really powerful. And what I did was I started focusing on the enemy buildings. You'll see down here that the enemy has a armor base. I destroyed it. That's going to keep the enemy from building any more tanks down here. There's also a lot of barracks up here to the north. I destroyed several of those. With the bombers, several of the buildings only take 1 bomber in order to destroy them. So if you have 3 bombers, you can destroy a whole lot of bases. you have a couple of options. You could paratroop units over here and try to capture these bases, and then you can build those particular units. But for me, it was just a whole lot easier just to go ahead and destroy them, keep the enemy from building any more units. Then once I had the actual buildings down, then I could use fighters to come in there and mop up the rest of these units. Eventually I went on ahead and paratrooped units over here to capture these 3 supply depots. This brought in a lot of income. You want to be sure that you do have some recon planes up and flying around up here, because they will place arty, and that will take you down slowly. Use your ruses to your advantage. Camo your bases. If in the end game, what you want to do is, I had a ton of bombers and fighter planes. I would use spy to show me what was hiding in the area, and I would actually use my bombers to go in there and take out the anti-aircraft, because they just couldn't shoot me down fast enough. I would put blitz on this area so my planes would move really quickly, and the bombing runs just totally destroyed all their defenses. So use planes, use infantry, and you shouldn't really have too much trouble if you pay attention to these roads. Be sure that you have infantry in each one of these areas in order to shut down their supply routes. Once you have their supply routes shut down, there's nothing they can do. But they could build more units if you haven't destroyed their buildings, so be sure that you do that. Don't forget about this base over here. It's one of the last ones to open up, but it does bring the enemy a lot of income, so be sure that you place some infantry units in this city to keep those supply routes quarantined. And if you follow this little guide right here, you should be able to get through the level and keep the enemy from reaching $2,000 worth of supplies. So I hope this helps you out. Good luck to you. This was a very difficult map in order to play on. I know it frustrated me. Before I really sat down and started paying attention to how the enemy was gaining all their supplies, I had a heck of a time in order to try to win this. So be sure for more ruse tips and tricks, head over to battlestrats.com, sign up for our forums. We have an active ruse community. Anybody can join. Hope to see you there. This has been the Red Dragon. Thanks for watching.